All right, welcome back. It's time for us to do the consumer tech segment. And Philip Ashong, who is the head of television production here, and as well as the host of City Trends, has joined us to give us some updates from the Apple Worldwide Developers Conference. Good morning, Philip.
Well, good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. But before we get into all of that, check out this video, which is a basic wrap of day one of what happened at the Worldwide Developers Conference. It basically just wraps up some of the most exciting things that happened over at WWDC. Check it out.
Hey everyone, I'm Serenity Caldwell at Apple, and here's what went down on day one at WWDC. The biggest news of the day is definitely Apple Silicon. Hold on. Let's take it from the top.
Good morning.
iOS 14 is here. There's app library and widgets on your home screen. Siri now has 20 times more facts. Hey Siri, how many facts is that?
That's a lot of facts.
Cycling directions are coming to iPhone and to Apple Watch and to Mac. Oh, and hello, EV routing. Digital car keys.
Let me show you how it works.
Mind blown. There are app clips and app clip tags. We learned to scribble in iPadOS 14. Spatial audio comes to AirPods Pro. Apple Watch now tracks dancing. There's face sharing and a new sleep app. I'm up. We learned about the importance of privacy, and
Privacy principles.
home cameras have face recognition. Knock, knock. And what about macOS Big Sur? Look at that all new design. Message effects and emoji in messages. New customizable start page, privacy report, and translation in Safari. Très chouette. And did I mention Big Sur is Mac OS version 11? Then we talked about Unity on Mac, Swift UI, Xcode's document tabs, and how widgets share code across platforms. What a day. There's so much to look forward to. And now check out what's happening tomorrow. Even more cool stuff on the way. See you then.
All right.
So, I mean, basically, that's a wrap of everything that happened. We're going to break it down a bit. And one of the most important devices that most people use today, quite apart from their lives, is their mobile device. Okay. Everybody is hooked onto their mobile device, using it for one thing or the other. And so it's just natural that one of the first things that at the events they talked about was iOS 14, which is an upgrade of iOS 13, which is what most Apple users are using today. Now, a number of things are going to change. It's just basically user interface and user experience that's going to change. It's going to be improved, obviously. They talked about privacy, as you saw there, but basically a lot of things are going to be changing under the hood. How you interact with your phone, how your phone interacts with you, a lot of it is going to change. You saw there, I don't know if you saw, but just a quick glimpse of something pretty interesting, which is Apple Car, or the car software, which most people use on their cars. So what you see here basically is a demo of how you can use your phone to unlock your car if, for example, you've forgotten your car keys at home. Basically, it's going to appear in the 2021 BMW 5 Series. Basically, if you've left your car keys at home, all you need is your phone, and you can use your phone to unlock your car. You can use your phone, and what's really cool is you don't need to share car keys anymore. So you can literally share your car key by granting access to someone's iPhone, and then they can also have it. One of the interesting things also was the fact that, for example, you don't want someone to drive beyond a certain geographic location. So, for example, you want them to drive only within Accra. You have a son, you don't want them to, or you have a daughter, you don't want them to go outside Accra. If you pass on those rights to them, you can basically control where they can go and where they can't go, all within the app. And I thought that was pretty brilliant. So let's go to iOS 14, which is basically on the phone. So it's basically been redesigned completely. A lot of things have been redesigned. For example, a lot of people have their phones, they have a lot of apps on it, and they have a lot of pages, for example, as you can see on your screen there. All of this can now be reorganized into an app library.
Oh.
And as you can see, that all of that has been put together into an app library. So basically, the phone has found a way to reorganize all your apps so that you don't have to be cycling through different pages to be able to get the apps over there.
So how does that work in terms of, previously you could put, let's say, all
you can still do
editing
that.
software
You can
into
still
a
do
folder.
that into a folder. You can still do that. This just uses the phone's AI
Intuitiveness
and also sort of looks at some of the apps that you use typically and usually, and you can have them all put together in very interesting folders, and you can see that it looks pretty neat.
Yeah,
the fact that the phone can do all of this for you. So that's one of the things that were on display at the event. One of the other things was widgets. So if you have an iPhone and you go to your home screen and you swipe to the right, you basically come to widgets, which are basically these pretty interesting, graphic interfaces that display some information. What's happening is that they've been reorganized. So you can, and a lot of Android users will probably be speaking about this because they've had this for quite a while.
Widgets have been around for a while.
Widgets have been a big part of the Android ecosystem. But what's interesting with the Apple version is that you can do quite a lot with it. They have something they call the Smart Stack, which basically looks at what you typically do during the day and is able to determine which of the widgets you'll be using. So, for example, your calendar comes up at a particular time, your alarms come up at a particular time, and things like that. So it kind of works with you, to give you the best information possible. What you saw there was something they call picture-in-picture. So let's say you're watching a movie or you are, watching some series and you still want to do some other things on your phone. What you basically can do now is do a picture-in-picture, and as you can see, the movie has been minimized sort of to the bottom right, and you can still interact with other parts of your phone. So basically all of that working, basically helping you to do a lot of multitasking as you go on. You can move the picture-in-picture all around the screen there and then do whatever you want to do. You can basically cycle between, as you can see, messages, someone is sending a message. And what's interesting is you can actually move it to the side, as was done a couple of seconds ago. And when you do that, the audio is still playing. So for example, if you are following, if you are following some event, there's a live event, I just want to listen to the audio while you're working. You can just push it to the left or to the right. It will stay there. The audio will still be playing. And then whenever you want, you can bring it right back out and then, do whatever you want to do and interact with it, as you can see being demonstrated really there. One of the other things that was also interesting was Translate, which is a new sort of thing, as you can see, translates there, which is something that Apple has been working on for quite a while. So basically allowing you to translate different languages, and they listed the languages. There are a number of languages that are listed there: English, Mandarin, Chinese, French, German, Spanish, all the languages over there. It works most likely like what Google Translate does. It's just that Apple didn't have one for a while, and now it's being baked into the device itself. So you can speak directly, it recognizes speech and then translates it. You can also type in what you want to say, and then it does the translation. And those were some of the biggest announcements from the iOS. So the iOS, all the announcements there, as you can see, they're fully displayed. The other thing that most people use is their laptops or their desktops. In this case, a Mac. You can have a MacBook Pro or whichever, and that has also seen a big refresh. You can see a lot of design has changed in terms of how it looks and how it feels. If you use a Mac, you will probably understand what I mean. The design, a lot of the icons have been changed. They are sticking with the core design, but in terms of aesthetics, it has changed a bit. You can see Control Center also has been modified just a bit, so you will be able to get access to your Control Center and be able to maneuver a couple of things with it. Now, you remember the widgets that we spoke about earlier from the iOS or from the phone. Widgets are also being brought here, so you can control a number of things there. And as you can see there, that's a widget gallery there, and you can make all your modifications. There are also a couple of announcements that were made about Safari, which is the browser from Apple. A lot of security and privacy, obviously because of the times, have been integrated into it. So over here, what you just saw there was live translation of pages. So you go to a page, it's in a different language, it automatically does the translation for you, so you can read it in a language that you're most comfortable with. And that was also one of the things. One of the biggest announcements actually from the event was the fact that Apple was moving because Apple basically has a processor or a company that provides its processor. Now it's moving it to its own processor or development of its own processor. It's called the Apple Silicon. So it's no longer going to depend on Intel, which was their provider. Apple Silicon basically rests on all the work that ARM has been working on. So for those of you who are interested in that level of computing, basically that was one of the big things. Now what this does is it allows Apple to have a lot more control, for example, about the times that they release gadgets, because if one component is finished, and for example Intel is not done with some other part, obviously they can't release the device, and so this allows Apple to have full control. It allows Apple to do what it mentioned it was going to do, which is for you to be able to have access to even your mobile apps on your laptop. So typically, currently, you can't do that. You need a different gallery to be able to do that. But when all of this is done, and this is going to take 2 years, the transition from Intel to Apple Silicon, what's going to happen is you're going to be able to access your Apple icons or your Apple apps or your iPhone apps on your machine and vice versa. So it's going to be very, very interesting the next couple of years what we're going to see.
Yeah, it's exciting. I'm looking forward to it. How soon before we see the full rollout of all this?
I mean, the rollout, especially for iOS 14, has already been done. A lot of people are already using it. If you're a developer, I'm sure you have already had access to it. Same goes for the Mac Big Sur, which is iOS 11 or OS 11. So most of these have been already rolled out for people to test and make modifications, so Apple can release a final one in about a month's time. That will be, the stable version that most of us will be able to have access to.
Super. Thank you very much, Philip. Philip Kofi Ashon is the host of City Trends and also the head of production here at City TV. We're going to come back after the short break. Don't go anywhere.
Hey everyone, I'm Serenity Caldwell at Apple, and here's what went down on day one at WWDC. The biggest news of the day is definitely Apple Silicon. Hold on. Let's take it from the top.
Good morning.
iOS 14 is here. There's app library and widgets on your home screen. Siri now has 20 times more facts. Hey Siri, how many facts is that?
That's a lot of facts.
Cycling directions are coming to iPhone and to Apple Watch and to Mac. Oh, and hello, EV routing. Digital car keys.
Let me show you how it works.
Mind blown. There are app clips and app clip tags. We learned to scribble in iPadOS 14. Spatial audio comes to AirPods Pro.
Whoa.
Apple Watch now tracks dancing. There's face sharing and a new sleep app. I'm up. We learned about the importance of privacy, and
Privacy principles.
home cameras have face recognition. Knock, knock. And what about macOS Big Sur? Look at that all new design. Message effects and emoji in messages. New customizable start page, privacy report, and translation in Safari. Très chouette. And did I mention Big Sur is Mac OS version 11? Then we talked about Unity on Mac, Swift UI, Xcode's document tabs, and how widgets share code across platforms. What a day. There's so much to look forward to. And now check out what's happening tomorrow. Even more cool stuff on the way. See you then.
All right, welcome back. This morning we're going to be talking to gentlemen from the Graphic and Graphic Courier Services, and they're going to help us to understand the new developments that they've come up with. And I've been joined by Kweku Fusu, who is the Sales and Circulation Manager at Graphic, and also Carl Ahiajo, who is the Chief Operating Officer, Tech Max International. All right, so good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
How you all doing?
Well, thank you.
All right. So help us to understand generally what it is that you do as graphic courier.
All right, I'll give you a background information. Graphic is generally known to publish newspapers, 6 brands.
Yes.
But in doing that, we have a distribution system that runs throughout the country.
Okay.
So in seeking to diversify our business, we realized that we can leverage on that strength of distribution. So we came up with a graphic courier. It's been running for some time, but in times like this, technology is everything.
Yeah.
So Graphic decided to partner with TechMax International to bring in the latest technology to ensure that the service we provide to our customers is the best in Ghana.
Top-notch.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Your involvement in this, what has the experience been like?
Right. TechMax is an ICT-based company. We come up with IT solutions, innovative IT solutions for customers' convenience and for our clients' convenience. I think the experience has been great. Of course, Graphic is a big brand, and with our innovative technology, I think both together we are going to offer something exceptional to the
What's the general response from clientele or customers as far as the courier service is concerned?
All right, we launched the technology bit about 2 weeks ago, and people are coming in droves. I mean, corporate entities, some of the schools have even called me, restaurants and all that. So the response has been good so far, but we can do better. We're just two weeks with the technology. So
okay,
yeah.
But generally, as graphic courier, before the app and the technology side and things, what was the general customer feeling?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. But you see, when you run such business, the feedback you get from your customers helps you to move on and to innovate. So after getting feedback from our customers, we decided that, look, we need to go technology, full haul.
Talk to us about the app itself, and where is it that one can download the app if they...
Right, so you can get the app in the Google Play Store, and then once you search for graphic delivery or graphic courier, the app pops up. You download it, pretty easy to download. Once you download, you can either sign up or use as a guest.
Okay.
It's that flexible.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you catered only for the Android users?
No, not necessarily. Soon it will be in the iOS store as well. In a couple of weeks, we should find it in iOS store.
Some of us have sworn not to change phones. So. Okay, so if once you've gotten the app,
right?
Are you able to sort of track your orders? Track what is it that what's the experience like? What will one get from the app?
Right. Once you download the app and you book a service, and a message is sent to your phone, and then it has a link to track your service.
Okay.
You can actually find the route the rider took to your end. When your item is delivered also, you can actually rate the rider if you had a good experience. And you know, this feedback also gives us some information to improve on what we are doing. So you can actually rate the riders or the dispatch persons as well. Yeah.
So Kweku, let's talk about safety. What is it that you put in place to make sure that your riders, because we always have these issues, the challenges with Okada, and so on. Talk to us about safety.
Well, we look at the people who train our riders, MTTD.
Okay.
So for us, you can't question it.
I
They are
see.
the people who ensure that the law is enforced. And if they are training your riders, your workforce, I mean, nobody can match them. Number two, the app is also there to ensure that if you send your item to us, it gives you the OTP.
Okay.
When the rider gets to you, he cross-checks with you the OTP number. If it's okay.
What's OTP for our viewers?
OTP is a code that you receive when you place in the order.
Okay.
You receive at your end. So for instance, if I'm supposed to give you a delivery and you are not there, you can give your OTP to
to someone.
To someone, the person who is supposed to receive.
Authorized to pick up.
To pick.
Okay.
So as soon as I get there and the person is able to quote the OTP to match what I have on my phone, we are good to go. We've also realized that it is not only app users who can access the service, because the research has shown that it is not everybody who owns a smartphone that buys or do business with a smartphone.
Okay.
So we've made it flexible for people to also use their phones and call directly to the call center, where you can have access to customer service people. For now, it runs from 8 a.m. to 5.
Okay.
But in future, we are seeking
That's
to do
the service?
The service, yes.
Okay.
We are seeking to do a 24-hour service, so that whilst people are sleeping, others who are awake can access the service and
all right.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I want to say a big thank you to you, gentlemen, for joining us here.